You know what I really admire about you?
Yeah.
The fact that you're doing a lot,
Yeah.
but you don't even want people to know that you're doing a lot.
Yes, I think I want to be recognized after I've helped 1 billion people.
It's my responsibility to celebrate every African. And anytime I want to celebrate every African, I want every African to join me as we celebrate our own. Do me a favor, like this video, share this video, because the man that I'm going to celebrate today has done something unimaginable. So according to what you're saying,
Yeah.
will you say that the person who owns this house
Yeah.
is a beneficiary
Yes.
of the whole initiative?
Exactly. Exactly.
What does that mean?
So what it means is that these landowners, like now this one, who lives in Nairobi, they give us access to land in the back to be able to use, and depending on the value of your land, we build your house equivalent to the land that you provided.
When Julius started this project, people did not take it lightly. But for me and our family here, we sat with him and we had very many questions for him to answer. But we said, okay, can we now go into the project? And on the basis that there is no business that has no risks. You see that? After we have now gone up to this level, if you ask Daniel, he will tell you people are now pestering him to see that he goes to their homes and do what is happening here.
So far, 710 people, partners, community members, have participated in this program. For those 710, we've done upgraded their home and then build them rentals. So the rentals range from 5, units to up to 16 units. So on average, we have done over 4,200, different units, for all the people in the community.
Yeah?
So I want to know who built this apartment for you.
This one here.
Including your home?
Yes, and leave another home. There is another house down here. Because you are short, maybe you cannot climb here.
Let me climb. So before this hospital, where were you guys going to?
Oh, there is a small dispensary along the road, and there is a sub-county hospital in Butere, in the town of Butere. It is not very near. Today, I'm trying to tell the people to forget about going there, then they come here where they can get doctors and get medicine immediately and get good treatment with good doctors and good nurses. You see that? I think that's a big...
So Wale, do you have an ambassador for your project? My wife told me that you're a billionaire. And my wife keeps on telling me that the day you meet Mr. Mwale, your life will never be the same.
Yes.
Please, change my life right now.
So this is your unit now, so you can finish it to your liking. Yeah, get it to...
I still don't get it.
Yeah.
It's my unit now.
Your unit now,
Is it out for rent or...
Yeah, that's for rent. You own this now. This is a gift for you coming to Kenya as an in-law from this community.
This is one successful African who left Africa, went to the United States, made it so big, and came up with an idea of building a city inside a village. You're building a city?
Yeah.
You know what a city entails?
Yes.
A city needs to have an airport,
Yep.
needs to have a power station,
Yes.
needs to have industries,
Yes.
even places that people need to live.
Yes. Yes,
You're
so...
doing all of that in here, you're just, because the camera is there, so I just want to lie to the people. I know some of you will be like, is he crazy or something? Crazy people do extraordinary things. And what this man has done, my first question would be like, why would you build a city in a village?
My name is Julius Mwale. I'm the principal investor for Mwale Medical and Technology City, located here at MMTC in Western Kenya. I've been inspired to transform lives of people in Africa. Yeah, because Africa resources have always been used to exploit the people within Africa. and then, help people outside, the continent. And so we wanted a model that is going to benefit, the people in Africa, the owners of resources like land and minerals and all the other natural resources that we have, and also benefit the people that are getting those resources. So I wanted to make sure that we can drive this change where our generation can lead the world in making Africa, the engine of the world, be driven in the right direction by Africans, people that are controlling it to benefit all of us. Yes.
Do you believe Africa is the future?
I believe Africa is the future. I wouldn't have invested $2 billion to build a city here. Yeah, and then expanding that city as a concept to other cities in Africa. This is the future, and the future is here today. We started this city with a feasibility study in 2007 to 2012. It took 5 years. We spent $4 million, and we found out that 180,000 people in this, East Africa region go to India for medical treatment. And so we decided that, why can't we capture that market by putting a medical city, that it has innovation park, and, transforming community people within this region, being able to raise their levels of life. So we are here, we've built a city. It's the #1 green city in the world, smart city in the world, only one to exist. And we are taking this concept, the concept of this city, all over Africa, to 18 locations in 12 countries in Africa, starting out from Sierra Leone, in Ghana, Benin, Nigeria, Cameroon, coming all the way down to Congo, Tanzania, Uganda, Sudan, South Sudan, Zambia, Mozambique, and Angola. So we are doing this to transform our entire continent of Africa, and for cities that look like this, that are transformed in the world. And so we want to change Africa. 800 million people we are targeting to transform their lives, put them in middle class by the year 2050. I was born here, literally this house. This is where I was born in 1976. Yeah, and I'm a sixth born. There were 5 sisters ahead of me. Yeah, and then there's one behind me, and then there's another brother behind me. So there are 4 boys, 8 girls. So the last born boy in our culture here, in the Luhya culture of Western Kenya, stays in the ancestral home to take care of the graves. I have my father's grave right here with a tree. He passed on in 2005, and my mother's tree is right here. I grew up here. I used to go, there's a creek down there, there's a river that I used to fish and plant yams or arrowroot and potatoes, down there. That's what I used to do. I liked farming. I grew up in a village. I'm connected to people. We were 12 siblings of us, growing up in the community here. My last born brother stays here now. Yeah, and we were working on the farm and going to school as our father, who was, a farmer and a businessman in this area, helped us, to be able to see the importance of getting people out of poverty, helping the community. And that's what I got to do.
Was he a stubborn guy when he was growing up?
Yeah.
Very stubborn, eh?
Yeah.
So which means if all of you were classmates, which means you grew up together.
Yes.
I mean, going to school,
Yeah.
how was it like? I really wanted to know.
Yes, so this is, we're talking about 40 years ago. Yeah, so between like 1980 and 1986 and 87. So that's when we were together in primary school. Yeah, and we were here, the roads were impassable, they were muddy. Yeah, you didn't have, you had hyena, fish. We had hyenas here and leopards. Yeah, that's when we grew up. When we're going to school in the morning, you run into hyena. Yeah, that guy standing there killed a hyena. Yeah, right here in the rocks. Yeah, when we were going to school. So that's when we grew up in this area. So we got it now opened up, and the hyenas were taken in reserves. Yeah, and leopards in a reserve. So we have a big reserve where these animals are.
I mean, the 18-year-old Mwale.
Yeah.
Why did you leave Kenya?
No, so I left Kenya. So I had spent, I joined the military in 1994, and so I left in 2000. I did telecoms engineering, so I went to the US on political asylum because there was a misunderstanding with the technology I had created. And I went to the US for asylum, to be able to protect, my own identity and the technology that I had that I wanted to be able to use to help people.
If you went for political asylum, which means you ran away.
I think I'll put it in that way. I'd say, I excluded myself to be able to protect the technology that I had.
what was the first country that you went to? Because you cannot just fly from here to America.
Exactly.
If you're planning to run away, definitely have to jump into.
I went through Uganda. I was in Uganda for 6 months.
Whoa.
You know, trying to get asylum there, and then I ended up in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe?
Zimbabwe. So I was in Zimbabwe when there were farm invasions.
Okay.
Yeah, in the year 2000. That's when I was in Zimbabwe, and that's where I was there for 9 months, looking for the UN Refugee Agency to be able to get me, you know, to get political asylum there in Zimbabwe, and then, you know, they referred me to the US, and that's where I was offered my political asylum.
At what point did your life change in the US?
I spent about a year in a homeless shelter. I was a homeless man when I arrived there, waiting for paperwork. Yeah, to be able to get paperwork from 2001, I was there starting, you know, in July. I tried starting in May, and then I left the shelter in May 2002. And 9/11, September 11, happened when I was in the shelter. And I got to witness that and see that. And an idea came to me. I was like, look, I can create technology that can be able to protect the networks. Yeah, you know, the banking networks from attack, you know, terrorist attacks going in the future. I knew no one else had, you know, the power to do that, and I was working already on my technology, and this was an opportunity to be able to cure this problem for the world and for good.
You would say that that technology changed your life.
Yeah, it did. It did.
At what point did that technology change your life?
Yeah, so I formed a company in 2003, and what I did, I created, you know, a two-factor authentication. I went to the local authorities who are the elected Senate office in New York, and they were helping small businesses to be able to create jobs. So I said, hey, you know, can we be able to propose a two-factor authentication for banks so that, you know, there's a username and password and another level, like a token, a picture, and mine was biometrics. I proposed biometrics for that. And then the Congress put up that legislation in 2004, and it went into effect in 2006. And my technology now became the go-to technology for bigger banks. I had Bank of New York, I had Bank of America, and I had JP Morgan as my first clients, you know, with this technology. And that's how I made money, and I became, you know, very successful.
Yes.
This is the power plant. You know, it's a 10 megawatt solar power plant.
Whoa.
And this power plant, we put it here to be able to power the $2 billion city. So we have a 5,000 bed facility, which is a hospital. And then we have an entire shopping district, golf district. Yeah, we have even, you know, we have even built, you know, an airport, and we have an innovation park. And this is a city that is supposed to basically transform the lives of people here in the communities and extend it in Africa.
My first question would be like, why would you build a city in a village?
We did a feasibility study, and we saw this area has about 16 million people. Between the lake here, we are about 30 kilometers from Lake Victoria in Western Kenya. And then to the Mount Elgon, we are another 1 hour from Mount Elgon. There's 16 million people in 14 counties, and that's a third of the Kenya's population. So this land here, it's equivalent to Nairobi metropolitan region, which only has 8 million people. So if you want impact and you want to help people in Africa, you go where the people are, and this is the area, that's why we're here. Yeah, this power plant is sustainable. So it's 10 megawatt solar power plant being upgraded to 50 megawatt. And what it does is that it draws power from the sun and helps us not rely on the national grid that has a lot of demand from other, you know, growing economy. And so we have 24/7 available power that can power the city anytime.
And all the power comes from here.
Yeah, all the power that runs the city comes from here. So an average city, like, for example, in America, in a suburban city, needs a 10 megawatt to run it. So we have that here. So we can run power in Kakamega, Kisumu, these cities in Western Kenya from here. But now we have this for this sustainable city.
That is really brilliant. How much did it cost you for this power plant?
So the power plant is about $100 million. Yeah,
Wow.
this plant, $100 million, but it's sustainable, and it will stay here for over 100 years without needing minimal repairs.
My name is Mr. Julius Wode.
Yes.
I'm changing it to Mr. Life Changer.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I really want to know, how are you changing lives
Yeah.
in here?
Yes. So we have a three-pronged approach. So the first one is that we are building new homes for people here and giving them rentals and workers to rent their homes. Yeah, and then number two, we go to their kids, we educate them. So we're able to send them to school, people from these homes, we educate their kids, and then those kids go and get education anywhere that they want, whether they want to go to Nairobi University, University of Ghana, or they want to go to Oxford. Yeah, we pay for their education, and they can come back and then work at the hospital. Yeah, work at the power plant. They can work in construction. They can work, in dining and hospitality in those areas. And the last area that we're transforming them is by giving them access to high quality healthcare. So they're being treated at our hospital, largest in the world, and they're coming here getting treatment for free if you're from this county on an NHIF, which is a National Hospital Insurance Fund. So we don't charge people copay, when they come in for treatment. No copay charge, we just charge the insurance company, for the fees of treatment.
So anyone from this village
Yes.
get treatment for free?
Not from this village, from this county. It's 2 million people. 2 million people. You have that card, you get free treatment.
Mr.